Sous allons. The lieutenant motions to you. This is the door. You already know it's the right door. This is going to be so hard.
Don't knock! Just leave! You don't need this! You don't need to sad it up!
You're right. Let's talk this through.
You hear light footsteps passing by the door and some folk music playing on the radio.
We have our first preliminary identification. In all likelihood, the deceased is the husband of Billy Méjean. We need to confirm this, as well as deliver the death notification to Billy herself. Now, delivering a death notification is never an easy task. There's a reason why it's often called the most stressful part of our job. This is why it's usually done in pairs. You got this. I'll be monitoring reactions, ready to act if necessary. Dad, just don't say that you know how they feel. You don't.
Good advice. The lieutenant motioned.
Hello? Who is it?
And someone turns down the radio. He gives you a short, encouraging nod.
The police. A moment, please give us a moment.
Tidying up, nervously. There's fear in her voice.
Come in, the door is open. It's you from the bookstand. Did you come to bring my cockatoo back? I don't think I introduced myself properly. I'm Billy. Would you like something to drink? Tea? Lemonade? We're out of coffee.
The lieutenant has taken off his foggy glasses and is busy cleaning them in his handkerchief for now. You're on your own here. He must feel vulnerable without his glasses. Is this why he's letting you take the lead?
Is this about Victor, my husband? Is he in some kind of trouble again? I can come pick him up in the station if that's what.
Keep it together. You don't want your body language to tell her the news.
Sorry, I'm rambling. It's just that Victor often gets into all kinds of trouble. So, how can I help you?
How about some small talk before you break the news?
How have I been? You're not here to discuss me. What is this about, officer?
Can't write a scene without knowing the actors. Ask more.
It's me, Victor, and the kids here. We have 2 daughters, Jenny and Jolie. Jolie is 16 and Jenny is turning 18 next month. The girls are staying at their friend's place tonight. And Victor is out.
She swallows visibly.
No. Why? Do you have any news? Just to return a book of mine? Why? Why all those questions, Detective? Did he...
Do something? Break something? It's a fool's hope.
Yes. No, I guess I'll find out when he decides to come back. It shouldn't be long from now. He's never gone for more than a few days. Oh, it's...
Central Jamrock.
I think, yes,
It is.
his old leather jacket. It's just your average brown leather jacket, but he bought it as a teenager, so... Yes, the lining is hand-sewn, it's blue. I tried to make the thing more weatherproof since he's running around with it in the middle of...
She folds her hands across her chest. You've done this before. Just keep your focus.
What did you say? Oh. Oh. But he was just...
But he was just here. Alive.
We understand this comes as a huge shock. I want you to know that me and my partner are here for you if you have any questions.
What happened to him? Was he drunk? I see. And you just found him there, lying in the cold. How long had he been?
If you say 2 days maybe, it will be etched in her mind forever. She blinks, eyes welling up with tears, as her hands, the handkerchief.
Yes, thank you.
Is there anyone we could call for you? A friend, a family member, someone who could be here for you?
No. I just need to tell my girls.
Unreal.
God, should I call them? Should I tell them to come home?
No. A day.
Good. That's probably the right thing. Thank you. Just tell me, what do I need to do next? Where is he?
We've taken him to the city morgue. The local coroner will be contacting you shortly to arrange the
A very good call.
Is there anything else that the RCM...
No, I'll call you if something comes up. I'm still... Thank you. Thank you for telling me. I'll call if...
We should step outside and talk. You did well. I'll call the station when we're finished with the day, and let them know the name of the deceased. They'll manage.
They have to. It's not your place to live their life.
That's it. We should get back to our case now that our duty here is done. Let's go.
A weathered The lieutenant. This is.
Don't knock! Just leave!
Hello?
And someone turns down.
The police?
Tied this.
Come in.
This door is no one.
We should return in the evening.
That isn't just a five-pointed the star and antler. Even today, half a century after, the star gone. Gone is the glory of you are the big communism builder now. This door has been closed with a padlock. A chalk draw. This door has been closed with a padlock. What are you doing? This door has been closed with a padlock. The shackle.
After you.
Master investigator. You just can't keep yourself away from locked in. Attaboy. The world's secrets were made. A plaster cast bust depicts, honestly, he does kind of look like you after all.
Hold on a second. Is this why you broke in here? To find out whether you're Krasmazov? Sure you are. Well, you both do seem to share an affinity for sideburns, but it seems like old Kras here didn't drink nearly as much. Ah, very well. Let's look. Doesn't he have a birthmark right here? What about you? All right, but here's the big thing. Krasmazov looks Samaran, and you don't. Okay, you win. Be Krasmazov then. Why are you so hell-bent on proving that you're Krasmazov anyway? I think you have misunderstood who he was, but if you say so. I suspect that there aren't many communists around, not after the revolution. Some youth still keep the ideology going, it seems.
This must be it. The basement door is weather-worn. You knock silently.
I guess no one is in?
The leather upholstery. In fact, it's oddly silent in the yard around.
Let's be honest. This isn't what I joined the RCM for. But every day tells you something new about yourself. Apparently, working with the local union boss to get info on an investigation is not something I'm squeamish about. If the Merc Tribunal happens before we solve this, we are looking at casualties. What's one unlocked door compared to that? On the other hand, we could just leave and tell Evrart we opened the door. No one seems to be tailing us to see if we actually... Yes, presenting a fabrication is known to get results here and there.
The door is right here. Besides, if you never open it, you're never gonna find out what's behind the door. The door to the weasel. You try to be as silent as... Finally, the only curiosity could account for stepping over. There might be important... This is the flag of Revachol, the suzerainty. This isn't just one sun, but there are little suns. It's an optical atmospheric anomaly the first settlers saw. Happens in cold weather. 6 small suns around the big one. This complex halo phenomena.
The tenant is an old-fashioned guy.
By old-fashioned, he means very right-wing. The flag doesn't seem to mind. It's just a colorful fabric with a sun sewn onto it. Like all feudal flags, it looks like a children's drawing. A row of mugs sits on the shelf. Each one depicts a human figure. A dark-skinned woman grinning, a little ring. Though cheerful, the images on the ceramic make you vaguely uncomfortable. There's something disdainful in the way the curves and lines of the bodies were drawn. The images betray a lack of interest in human beings. They are merely unflattering caricature. The owner of these mugs doesn't like people of other ethnicities very much. This person is unhappy. The lieutenant picks up one.
I'm beginning to feel better about breaking into this man's apartment.
Yes, your broken mug friend would feel very much at home here. The same humor, the same...
There's the missing tin soldier. Whoever lives here might have used the Whirling's container to dump his trash. And now they've drawn the ire of the Union. The plot thickens, as they say.
An interesting little clue. Let's see where this goes. Clues have a way of magically connecting to other clues. Perhaps you should break into apartments more often.
Who knows? I'm not expecting too much from this clothes in the trash lead either way. It might turn out to be some random local matter.
You could ask Everard who this person is. Just an ordinary wall. Nothing to see here. Just an ordinary wall. Nothing to see. Just an ordinary wall. Because this is no ordinary wall. It is sublime. Look at it. All the other walls on all the other houses must make a pilgrimage in adoration. Oh, Wallfather.
Huh?
He sounds tired of it all. Cindy the Skull has all the necessary materials. Talk to her.
Sure. If you must.
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire? What do I care about some fucking tin eggshells? Ugh, alright, sad piggy. I'll give you this one. I saw a little girl in the fishing village running around. If you haven't been there, the village is a shithole down the coast from the main plaza. Have a good time. No, that's all. I have a weakness for animals.
Or a weakness for police officers, miss. Thank you either way.
What for? Well, if it's for art, but what kind of art are we talking about? Sounds like you're just about to live out your self-pity, not make a statement. I can't have shit art on my conscience. Yeah, not gonna hold my breath, Piggy. You look like you'd suck. Everything really.
They do say the painter always...
That's pretty fucked up. Even for you, Piggo. You're a real sad sack. You know that? Go ahead then. Art it up. Oh, but I'm all out.
Fuel? That wasn't paint. It was heavy fuel oil, marked red for use by government vehicles.
What do you think I was using? Aquarels?
You know what you've got in that fuel canister you scavenged from your Kanema? Red-dyed heavy fuel oil, paint and a brush.
sir. Crime fiction is about murders or burglaries or things like that, and the work of a policeman. And it's kind of like a puzzle too. You can guess who the criminal is. You don't look much like a policeman. Didn't mean to offend, sir. Sorry, sir. It's just that you don't look like Dick Mullen. What's that mean? And everything's better now, sir? That's great, sir. More about books, maybe? It's the type of book where there's a rich lady and she has to choose between the good man, or there could be a story about a poor lady getting a rich man. It's about man and lady business, sir. These are not very common. You can't have a choice between bad and bad. Nobody wants to read a story like that. Well, maybe then it's fine. Maybe if the lady then decides not to pick either, because she doesn't need a bad man. That's really not a proper romance story. That's more like it. I guess, yes. People in books are always very interesting. I haven't read many of those. I don't think it's a romance story if the main characters break up, though. No. Yes, she knows.
What was that? An idea for an You clearly have issues you need to address.
Maybe some about other books? Oh, kings and queens and generals of old, or artists and writers. I think that's why people read them, to find the secret.
Seems like most people who read those books fail to get more famous from reading them.
But it does make the famous people more famous. Why would they do that, sir? That's so cool. Maybe they'll make you a book cover picture and everything.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone. The worn and beaten.
You can revisit the band.
You stop mid-step and put your
That bottle, Bratan! Just look at that bottle!
in this drunk's hand, on the pipe there. Glowing blue, a mysterious, otherworldly blue, filled to the brim with holy mysteries.
Oh, I think this is about so much more than...
The noxious odor emanates.
Don't you call her? Yeah! Don't call Abigail! Abigail.
You're not going to get anything out of this guy. He's too drunk.
Don't you fucking call her! Emma! Don't call Abigail!
The man hiccups. Then he snorts and beckons you to leave.
Don't call Abigail! Don't call...
There's no use in here.
The drunk man.
Don't! Don't!
There was little chance he'd be a...
Hey, Tequila! Good to see you. How's business? How's the whole reality situation treating you? So what's happening? Yeah, Tequila Sunset. How are the,
He says it like it's obviously your name. Good. These people know your true name. Looks like...
I like this guy! You should too! He respects you by calling you your true name!
I know what you mean. Sitting around with these bums, you really get to know the nitty-gritty of reality. And it isn't good. Things aren't going super well for Idiot Doom Spiral either. Haven't found those keys yet, haven't won that great piece of ass back. No word from my business buddies.
Idiot Doom Spiral, huh? This is bound to be a good, high-concept conversation. At last.
We are saving the world.
Please! Please don't!
Okay, we're drinking. We're drinking alcohol. That's what we're doing. I tried to save the world once, a long time ago, and so now it's a pirate's life for me. It's you. You're Tequila Sunset. We've met before.
No, you sure don't.
Maybe. You look like you want to know how Tequila Sunset...
Tequila. Tequila Sunset. Something ominous there.
You think you feel bad now. Wait till you...
No. You need the wisdom.
Let me take a sip to moisten up my chords. Tequila Sunset rolled into Martinez last Friday. Hey, let's not jump ahead of ourselves. This is your story. Stop interrupting. You got here on Friday to solve a case, hoping to be the early bird who gets the worm. And by the worm, I mean the buzz. Because as far as I know, all you did was get piss drunk. Word on the street is you went around the local hostel telling people that you're a police officer, and that it would be really fucked up if you shot yourself in the head right in front of them. That's pretty high concept, if you ask me.
It is. The lieutenant's brow is furrowed. He's listening as casually as he can.
It was a late Saturday night when we, the Union of Moribund Alcoholics, were getting our drink on. Nothing remarkable about this. We get our drink on 24/7. Makes everything warm and glowy. I trust...
Oh, yes you do, Bratushka! The only thing better than that is putting the pedal to the metal after you kiss the tie.
One moment we hear the sound of a motor carriage revving up somewhere on the plaza, followed by a series of...
Do you remember the sound of wood cracking?
Naturally, loud noises pique the interest of anybody owning a pair of ears. That's just the reality we're in. Anyway, there was a brief silence. A gasp of silence, if you will. Followed by a real commotion. We heard the carriage careening towards the coast at top speed. Sounded like someone jumped the canal. We grabbed our brewskis and rushed to the jetty. Never underestimate the speed of an alcoholic. What we saw was a sight to behold. A beat-up police carriage containing you. Right there on the beach. You revved the engine and screamed at the top of your lungs. The time hath come! The time hath come for tequila sunset! The end of all things! After which, your reality contracted. You jammed the pedal, plowed right off the jetty, and through the ice. We ran towards the ice, whilst you crawled your way out, miraculously unhurt, covered in seaweed and shit, like some kind of sea monster. When we finally got there, you were sitting on the beach crying. You said that your badge and uniform were in the car. It was too late to get in. Recognizing a brother in need, we offered our condolences and invited you. We asked about the whole tequila sunset thing, and you told us it was your name now and insisted that we all call you that from then on. Yeah, I agree. Hours. It was an all-night drink-a-thon. Then, at some point, I think it was Sunday morning, you got belligerent and wanted to talk about Revacholian women. How they're beautiful and also whores and so on. How one of them fucked you real bad. After a short while, you crossed the event horizon, looked sullen.
Wow, that's quite a story.
Yeah, I bet tequila's a fucking legend around the precinct. You must be proud to work.
If you only knew.
You were pretty vague about it, but you kept saying you got fucked real hard.
Please, don't open that door.
No one's fucked me. I do the fucking around here.
Abigail! It seemed pretty painful, to be honest with you. If I had to guess, I'd say you're still beside your gun and your badge. You said something about your hope or heart or something. To be honest, the details are a little hazy. In retrospect, I guess you lost your motor carriage too? That's a big one. You told us that they were a bunch of fucking losers whose main interest was cramping your style.
It's more like you were cramping theirs.
No specifics, though. It was more about you that night. You were the star of the show. Yeah, you said it was no biggie and that you'd solve it in no time. And that you didn't need anyone to do it.
A lot of cops go solo and hermit once they reach that level of...
It's not meant as a joke. He's sorry for the hermit cop.
Yeah, you said that it was okay that you crashed your carriage because the This was before you started talking about how the Pinkies were always trying to fuck you. You kept calling yourself a goddamn superstar.
As you've already determined, the actual number is just over 200. But what's a little embellishment?
No thanks to the squares at the precinct, as you put it. It's a hard thing for a man to confront his past. That's why I avoid mine at all costs. Whoop-de-doo. So now I'm a fucking storyteller. Right, why not? Better than a beach bum.
Is what you almost say, but the words choke in your throat. Do you really want to miss out on all this good stuff? Perhaps it's significant. There might be interesting details, fresh experiences, exciting rewards. You'd really ignore it all? Exactly. So you know what to say.
It depends, really. Are you willing to help me out?
You might get scammed here.
No, the reality of the situation requires a rather modest contribution. Booze! Did you already forget our party? So, have you got anything for good old idiot Doom Spiral? A bottle for a story. Seems fair to me. Then I will see you again once you've procured some.
All kinds, sir. Beer and wine.
You too, Tequila Sunset.
Good to see you, friend. Do I have deals set up for you, buddy boy? So what do you want? I've got smokes. They're cheap. Very cheap.
See? There it is, Bratushka! The spirit! Let's buy the... It's our end game! Snap out of it, Bratan! This is... Bratan, you don't understand! It's not just another drink! This is what our relationship has been building towards all these years! This is the climax! The mystery! The virginal sigh! You have to buy it from him! Get it off him! Kill him if you have to! Our ultimate fate depends on it! And the fate of many...
The lieutenant looks at you, looking at the bottle of spirits, then at Rosemary, suspiciously.
See, friend, it's real valuable. Worth every real, if you catch my drift. Got it from a bit of a business venture. You know, it's funny, actually.
He's finding it difficult to focus.
What?
Keep him talking.
This guy. Oh, this is medicinal spirits. The good stuff.
He ain't shitting you! Medicinal spirit...
I got one of those scientific ampoules a few months ago. Torpedo, they call it. It didn't stop me for shit, that's for sure. 5 lemons with half a pack of butter and you're good to go. It really isn't. In a week, the goddamn kidneys started giving me all kinds of help. Those arseholes charged me 4 real to remove the damn thing. But I came out on... But the idiots left me alone in there. Now, I used to teach high school biology. I know what doctors use to preserve... Like 3 cans of this blue medicinal stuff from the back room. Threw the snakes out and voila. 2 I already sold to these fine gentlemen here. But this last...
Don't say it.
£3 and it's yours, friend.
Well, that's a much more reasonable price right there. Makes sense now.
Just make sure to enjoy.
Bratan, I am so proud! Now, whatever you do, don't drink it! This deserves so much more than just regular oral. Just wait for my sign. Keep it with you. Keep it warm. Keep it safe.
Soon. The time will come soon. Have patience, brave one.
My kind of guy. Here you go, friend. In the civilized world, it's a custom to tip the...
The scruffy hit, the other one, looks indistinguishable. The stone-kicking one becomes frantic all of a sudden.
He looks just like me.
The boy doesn't. The rock kicker was just...
You're bad with kids. Maybe I am. Now, how about some actual police work? We are not getting anything here.
The kids don't reply.
Hello, mister.
She clutches a small stuffed animal. Occasionally, she twirls it.
Yes. They don't want to play with me. They look the same. Sometimes I can't tell them apart. They look identical. It's a grouse.
You might be able to get on Gart's good side if you make up for the skewer you broke.
I don't know. Sure, just go and get it. I don't like it anyway. It looks angry.
All right. You just need to grab it from the ceiling and go.
My mom's outside, and I don't really know about my dad. It's Lammy. He's my friend. Sort of. Like...
Lambie is a stuffed lamb that, admittedly, has seen better days.
Lammy usually doesn't like strangers. But you're also fuzzy, like Lammy. Oh, I had gloves.
Where did you get this?
Found them when Lammy and I were playing hide and seek. In an empty house.
She doesn't want you to think she stole them.
I hid them. The twins were going to take them. They're stupid.
We are going to need those gloves. It's for important police business.
Oh. They're in my sandcastle. Behind our house. Under the sand. You can break the castle. It's not very good. Bye!
Weather has not been kind to Lily's little sandcastle. The once mighty towers are quickly eroding away. You can see something shining. The walls and floors give way to the giant's greed, collapse and present you with a pair.
Congratulations. That's the gauntlets down.
You look down at the white ceramic slab. Your movements cause tiny little clicks, like dice rolling somewhere far away. As the plates reach the hardened vitreous enamel, you really do feel more confident. Invulnerability does that. Even partial invulnerability. Remember, this is a highly specialized. For the day you have to...
I'm Gary. How do you do, officer? Yellow man. I mean, officer.
The lieutenant raises his yellow man. Interesting.
I'm just waiting for my friend Morel to finish up with his insect traps so we can return to civilization. I like nature, just not this bloody coast. It's mostly drunks and degenerates that come here. Oh, I didn't mean it in any scientific way.
Serious question time. This man is no innocent. No one is.
No. I help Morel with research sometimes, and I've learned some things along the way. But I don't usually go in for picnics like this on my own.
After all this time with Morel, he must have an opinion on...
Oh, yes, the burning rhino. Morel doubts he's real. A rhinoceros that looks ordinary during the day, but burns brightly. The flames are not just for decoration. During the burning rhino's mating season, herds of male rhinos, all aflame, encircle herds of female. Local peasants call it the passion.
The lieutenant sighed. It's clear the burning rhino is dear to him on many levels. Some even...
They have special ducts just above.
But how is this combustible fluid lit?
The rhino starts running very fast to build heat, then stops, raises its head, and sparks fly from... Yeah, well, Revacol used to be a flaming rhino.
Super solid argument, Gary. Can't argue with...
Not many Sealites here, or anywhere, other than Sail. I meant no offense, truly. Oh, yes, of course he is. I was just speaking about his... My mug? Why would you think that? How do you mean?
He is trying to avoid lying to you outright, in case you really have been to his apartment.
Okay, I admit it. I threw the mug away in the trash container behind the hostel. You're not going to find me, are you? Whew. Thank you. You won't regret this. I won't use another man's... I don't know what got into me, really. Work has been stressful lately. Damn Koiko's price dumping...
What did you do, Gary?
Nothing. Just answering some questions. I know a guy who works with the trash collection services, CS, so I can use the Whirling's trash compactor to store my own stuff. Garbage disposal is expensive as hell. The damn Hemians run it like... I'm sorry, okay? I thought I could cut costs. I shouldn't.
Disgraced. No need for the histrionic, sir. It was, after all, just a trash container.
He studies his reaction. Gary doesn't answer.
Officer, please. Let me explain. It's not like that. I was only cleaning up. I live right across the yard from where he was hanged, and I saw him stripped naked. All the clothes lying around in the yard, smelling. People are animals, you know? Then I came out to clean up the rags, because no one else would. I put them into the Whirling's trash, along with a broken mug, admittedly. Okay, I was coming to throw the mug.
Right, it was just civic duty.
Exactly. That's exactly what it was.
As he shifts uncomfortably, a series of clicks, like the clinking of glass beads, against one another as they roll across a hardwood floor. You've heard this sound before, but where?
What sound? Really? There's lots of weird stuff out here in the reeds, though. Insects, armor? No.
An infant could see he's not... There's something going on here. You should observe him more closely after this topic is concluded.
I hope I could help you.
Does this mean you were in his apartment? admiring his colonial mug collection. Perhaps
Sure do.
his eyes narrow slightly. He's wondering where this is going.
Of course. Of course. Oh, I mean, officers. I told you.
He's not uncomfortable shifting around. Doesn't make him the killer, though. Is he?
Always I mean, officers.
Is he?
You wouldn't be able to hear if you were wearing. Please excuse my colleagues.
What he means is...
Of course. Of course. Always I mean, officers.
Is he? He's looking comfortable.
I don't pray, officer. Faith in non-existent helpers is a sign of weakness. Not for proper Revicolian men such as ourselves. Always I mean, officers. Always I mean, officers. Always I mean, officers.
That shirt looks very uncomfortable on him. Look at the buttons, barely keeping that thing together. Yes, like a piece of ceramic.
I knew you'd figure it out, officer. I was ashamed of what I did. And I did...
We're not detecting falsehood, sire. This shame is surprising.
Gary! Later, Morale. I've got a...
No, you've got explaining to do.
Because I was weak. I should have told you the moment I saw you. But...
The hell, Gary?
I'll explain later. Everyone was picking those pieces off him, and I was watching them do it. And they'd scattered his clothes. So I went there to take out the trash and started cleaning up. All those rags on the ground, him swinging up there, and I had a lapse of honor, sir. I thought, he's a foreigner. They all say only the cuirass was left. So I stripped it off him. It was early in the morning. No one saw me. I took it with me. It was a mistake. Had I known it'd give you...
It's okay. It was a loose...
I'm so fucking sorry I called you Yellow Man. Sealite officers commanded the suzerain's navy. Most of them sided with the king when...
They were thoroughly conservative men. It's difficult to say what the lieutenant thinks of this historic apology. His face does not belie. He sighs again, hangs his head, and unbuttons his shirt fully. A cuirass that matches the dead man's boots comes into view, but so light to hold, like a bag of...
I always thought it was the Union. Some Union hardasses.
This is all he knows.
Yes, absolutely. I will never do anything like this again.
go. Nice and easy.
There's a silly.
Who's there?
His self-con...
To what do I...
That's sarcasm.
Of course. Thank you for passing along the message. That damn water lock is broken, and we can't go all the way around the 881. Oh, good.
Did he say we...
Yes, Gary!
Sir.
I just have to do one more...
For all his passion, this man is diligent
and I'm eager to return to her. My wife and...
Come on, Morale. We've been...
And leave the traps?
Come on. She wants us back. I'm soaked up to my nuts over here. We'll both...
Of course it's important to her. She's seen it. A verified sighting. On record. One of only... Yes. That's how we first came to know one another.
Needless to say.
Suffice to say, it's long been our dream to find proof of the Insulindian phasmid together. I can't abandon course now. No. The traps need to be monitored.
He's dead. I could go for some trap setting.
I didn't expect you to take such an interest in our work here, officer. Yes, indeed. Both require great... Bring it to me at once.
He's not comfortable with the...
There are 4 in total. One is to the south, on this little peninsula, by the boathouses there. It's very near. Another we set in Land's End, to the northeast. It's behind a small sand dune there, on your way to the old radio tower, after the church. The third is set near the canal, where you crossed, by a concrete slab. A big thicket of reeds going up the slope, and among them... You should check at least one of those before returning to this one, since I just...
That seems like a lot. Do we really have time for this extracurricular? Even relative to examining a week-old corpse, I'm not sure mucking about in the reeds qualifies as fun. But have it your way, detective.
If you think it's important, you have been right before.
That's highly unlikely, officer. It's made of musk and research chemicals. The pheromone should attract the insect to you, or at least prevent it from bolting at the sight of you. It's quite your choice. As I said...
But you... Don't mess around. Take the pheromone. It'll...
I hope you're not buying this. He dispenses it without letting you touch the canister, so it would be precious like holy...
It is precious. A single dose cost me 50 real to develop.
Right.
Whatever he thinks about this...
Finally!
Thank you for your help. Gary and I will start breaking down camp. If you have any more questions...
If it's more cryptid-related business, but what if the information is vital? On the hunt.
Well, they may not look impressive, but laying a... Yes. Simple. At least, that's locusts.
Inside the... a meat-eating stick insect.
Thank you for your opinion. We have also included plant...
Not a big fan of skepticism, this one.
They'll work.
The traps do seem to be def...
Yes. What? I'm expecting it to be quite giant. One known species of phasmid, called the Megaphasmodea zoensis, is about typical rookie assumption. Insects are much more sophisticated creatures. Even simply catching a glimpse of the Insulindian phasmid would be the apex of my... of any. Good question. And I suspect it may have all... It's my hypothesis that it has evolved, but I cannot describe...
Yes, it makes perfect... A ghost insect, he said?
No, that is precisely... Very... Not yet.
Just out of curiosity.
I know it's real.
It's clear that his obsession with the...
By which I mean, I've heard enough first-hand accounts to believe quite firmly, yes, the most recent... It's the first credible... I have to resist the thought. Such an extraordinary creature is... Yes, the females don't need males to reproduce. Makes... Yes, Insulindian phasmid.
There's a trap in the... behind you. The ruins of a... Locusts are crawling around in the trap. Confused, but
Big surprise. Anyway, 1 down, 3 to go. I meant no offense, just...
This is the reads his... The later it gets, this trap is also full...
Another empty trap. Always up for a good jog. Otherwise, would I still be on this case with you?
The reads, the later it gets, the colder. An old door, worn by elements, guards the door.
It's military. Probably something that is no longer there.
This traps the reeds. The wind picks up nothing but locusts in this.
Empty as all of them. One more of these and we are done. No, I'm fine. I didn't mean to complain, it's just...
The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
All right. I will need a little help.
Everything's still cool here, officer.
Start with a little compliment.
Oh.
After all this...
An investment?
Or you could not make this about corruption and go with something even wilder.
I hear you, officer. What kind of a sum up? Sounds like a fair deal.
Somewhere not so distant.
officer. Keep browsing those clothes. Keep saving that.
Something.
Good choice, officer. Mega sporty. And it's only $4.50 for you, sir. Gotta prepare for springtime, right?
The speakers below are banged up and worthless. The sneakers try.
The shine on these sunglasses lasts a lifetime, officer. One.
Abort.
Damn, officer!
It's going to be very difficult for anyone to take you seriously with these things on your face.
Shine on these sunglasses lasts.
No luck.
Oh, that visor is. The shine on these sunglasses lasts. Oh, very interesting choice.
This is how a sea monster sees the world. Alright, but these actually. Yes. But they also.
Wow, officer! And they can be yours for a mere $3. My regular customers have passed them all up because they've got no taste. But you found them.
Hi, officer. Anything I can help you with? A fishing village on the seashore. The sign on the street leading here is illegible. Has been since they built this place. The name is Lillian. People call me Netpicker. I think I have time for...
Indeed. Ask her about the cool song.
Let's see. Well, how can I assist you then, officer? Like I said, fish mostly. Sail the waves, take care of the kids. Sometimes I also walk to the beach to see what the...
Keep it professional, man. This is what is called a conversation. You don't have to be guarded.
Wood? Bottled?
All right. Major choice moment. You only get to ask one thing. It would be weird to say them all. Choose wisely.
Don't have any. Those get cleaned out so fast even the local bums can only stand by and watch with watery mouths. Unfortunately, the factory sold this one with a 3-year warranty instead of a story. It's a regular mass production. From time to time, people need a lesson in respect. That's just the way it is. Back in the day, I caught the eyes of many men. No, I'm afraid not. Tempting to confiscate the blade I used to keep these animals in check.
She refuses, but your word is the law. You...
Some went to patch their wounds, their lesson learned. Others were more thick-headed. Guess I enjoyed the way he bled.
If it is, then why the...
Gone. To the waves. The sea took him. It was a long time ago. He didn't respect the sea. Went out there, drunk like a skunk, and sure enough, one day the... Now, before you tell me how sorry you are for my loss, know that it was 4 years ago, and I've moved on. There's only so much mourning you can do for a drunk with sinewy muscles. Us working folk don't have the luxury to be bedsick with melancholy. Life didn't really change that much for me and the kids.
This is neither a touchy. She looks like she's ready to go.
Do it! Hit her!
Well, how can I assist you then, officer? Sure is. The sun, I call her, coated with a fresh layer of tar just yesterday. It'll take some time for it to dry, assuming the sunny days continue. Aye, the sea's gonna calm down soon. I can feel it. The wind is turning... Oh. That's good to know, I guess. Why is it in the sea? An installation. Us poor people are stupid and don't get installations. All I see is a heap of trash. Aye. Feels deserved, don't you think? And why so? Our things are part of our life world. They're made with human sweat and they share human history. We should care about them as we care about humans.
Life world? Someone's been reading up on last century Gotvaldian philosophers.
Oh yeah? You won't even be able to get it out of the water before early June. Take it from someone who's been through a few funerals.
It's going to be quite a few years before nature is able to completely take care of a motor carriage. You could always come back in a few months and see if you still want to give it a proper send-off.
Absolutely. Things like what, for example?
Now that you've acquired some stimulants, it's time for a little pick-me-up. Time to... It'll make you into more than that. A mega cop. This is your You raise the bottle, close a nostril, and inhale furiously. The rush is almost immediate. It tastes bitter and caustic. Now the taste is slowly receding into your throat. The rush is growing. And, let's be honest, there's a little chest pain. You could work with this high. Like, literally work. Solve the case. File some paper. Whoa, this shit is strong. This shit is disco. To this, there are massive downsides. Spring.
In the bottom right corner of the screen, there's a speed button. Speed gives +1 to motoric skills. Perception, reaction speed.
Aye, the sea's gonna calm down soon. I can feel it. The wind is turning southeast. What's on your mind, officer?
Oh yes, she does.
Aye, the sea's gonna calm down soon.
Oh yes, she does.
Aye, the sea's gonna calm down soon. I can feel it.
Oh yes, she does.
Aye, the sea's gonna calm down soon. I can feel it.
Oh yes, she does.
Aye, the sea's gonna calm down soon. I can feel...
You think she really needs more of that? What if I told you it is actually possible to go on a date? Before recorded history, men and women were able to do simple...
I have, and I don't really. Just a walk? I don't know, officer. I would not have taken you for an innocent perambulator. Where would this...
Nothing creepy, strange, or...
All right, I will walk with you. But you need to understand that nothing... Me too. It's been ages since I just had a normal conversation with one of you guys.
She means men.
All right, I'll go put the kids to bed and we'll meet at Land's...
She doesn't wait for an answer. You better get ready. The woman gazes steadily at the waves. A sudden gust picks up.
Aye, so here you are. It's late and the sun is going down. It'll be dark soon. If we stay here long enough, we will be joined by a cortege of drunks and teenagers. Know that you're not the first guy to bring a girl to Land's End. This is what the locals call a make-out spot. That is not going to happen here today. I just want to make that clear, Dimples.
Her thoughts are still elsewhere, with distances across the water, and with the water itself. Across the rusty water, that's La Delta, the financial district.
Drinking men aren't known for keeping their appointments. Aye, so an officer should be. All that running around must need a lot of structuring.
Her laughter is throaty and warm. It rhymes with the waves and the cries of the gulls. As she turns to face the sun, reflected in the waves, and the skyscrapers rising across the bay, you cannot help following her steady gaze. You should say something. Anything. Maybe the tequila sunset thing.
It's a common Revacholian expression. Means drinking yourself to death. And what about you? Keeping the name? Can't wait to hear it.
The remains of the dying sun are reflected in the waves and the skyscrapers rising across the bay. Your mind clears for a moment as your senses take it all in. Not just the glass skyscrapers, fragile looking in the shimmering air. River Esperance.
Isn't it strange for this all-powerful thing, the sun, to be so generous towards us? You know, the best time to go out fishing is usually towards sunset, when the water is warmer.
The sun also falls on the Capeside tenements and war-torn ruins. An old sea fortress, the sun does little for the dead. And though, or people living in desert climates with sparse vegetation and little drinking water.
Oh, that was a bit of pride and a bit of superstition.
And a bit of conceptual unity too, it being yellow and all. There's salt in the air, and the cries of the gulls and the skuas, grit of the sand and the green glint of broken bottles. But still your gaze always returns to the dazzling streaks of...
It's bringing us spring, summer. It's entirely on our side, no matter what we do or who we are, for absolutely no reason. It's unlike no other powerful being, certainly no powerful organization or government. How can that be? I guess we wouldn't really be here if that thing wasn't on our team.
Here we go. 2 different approaches to cap this off with style.
Aye. And a benevolent one. When did you last have one of those on your side? Well, now you have that giant thing to watch over you. So, to hell with love. The wind's gonna pick up soon, and I have to go, but have this. The sun's good, but it doesn't stick things. I've no use for it anymore. No. Men around here are too drunk to pose a threat to me. Doubt it. But thank you for the company.
This is as far as it goes with her. You'd need to put a year between you and your last drink for anything more.
Farewell.
A shaggy-looking girl in her late teens.
Oh. Hello there.
It's cold out here, but...
Huh? So should you. I don't know, some kind of a store? Maybe a general store?
What did she just say? That's not how a civilian is supposed to address an officer of the law.
I'm sorry I said fuck the hat. My whole family swears and it rubbed off on me. A cell.
Her hair is dyed blonde, with dark roots showing. There's a coarseness to her.
Why? Okay, it's Burger.
A very You have little reason to doubt that's her real name. But...
Recording, I guess. I think I'm recording cracks in the ice. But there's no way to tell. Not without headphones. I think I just recorded your footsteps too. My boyfriend sold them. I don't know, man.
A lie. They were probably pawned off.
The musicians in the Palaceum used them for making music. They looped the stuff, cutting the tapes together. They make music out of cracks in the ice and keys jang. Anyway, I thought I'd make... I don't really know what I'm doing.
She looks at the recording device. The thing she thought would fill her out. The sharp drop in endorphins is almost visible. Like a warm blanket has fallen off her shoulders. The wave of chill.
No, man, fuck that. I'm sorry I said that. I'm sorry about the fuck.
She's shivering a bit.
That? The boys think it could be a place. Yeah. Andre and the guys, they're inside, in the tent.
And why is that? She looks back at her tape recorder.
Go ahead. Well, it's just questioning, right? You're just questioning me. It's what cops do. Once or twice, yeah. I'm sorry I haven't had the Revachol experience they get east of the river. Rich people. Rich people are east of the river. Aren't they? I thought they were as Vacholaire as any of us, just way richer. Maybe you're right. Most of them do speak 3 languages, the usual. I had a shitty run as a teenager. You know, drinking, getting into fights, the ugly stuff that happens when you move out.
Interesting term. Time to glean some knowledge.
Is this a rhetorical question? Okay. It's a huge ghetto just south of Jamrock. Come on, man, we're in it. This is North Jamrock. Martinez, sort of.
Jamrock is a district of Revachol comprised of the following quarters: Pox, Villa Lobos, Central Jamrock.
My dad was a drunk. Plus, I guess, I just wanted to drink too, you know. Get my party on. All right. It's supposed to become, like, a club for anodic dance music, like that new style of synthesizer stuff they play at the... Except that, yeah. You know, anodic, cathodic, music that's made with electronic synthesizers and tape consoles, microcomputers too.
You see clear, beautiful. This is an evolutionary step up from amplified instruments, which in turn are a step up from...
I know. It's not my idea. Andre and the boy... Hey, you're a cop. Okay, well... Maybe you could talk to Andre and the guys. Because there are some strange... They're inside that thing there. Would be cool if you did. Was there something else? Go ahead. This, actually just one wire. I picked on it till the braiding came loose. A contact might record sounds from inside things.
Your mangled brain would like you to know there is a box. No idea.
Same place I got the recorder from. Oh man. You haven't been to the pad? It's a music club and a synthesizer workshop on Boogie Street in Jamrock.
Thinking about it really cheers her up. It's a...
Oh yeah. Guess you wouldn't know Van Eyck. Or really be a Palaceum going kind of person. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means either. That's cool. Sucks, man. Was there something else? About the contact mic, perhaps? Okay. Okay. Hello again.
The paintbrush in your hand is like a loaded revolver. What? The paintbrush in your hand is like a loaded revolver. What will it be, Desperado? Quite a few things come to mind. You've spoken. The wall will now silently repeat the message for a decade. The paintbrush in your hand is like a loaded revolver.
It's you again. What is it?
Oh, hello, dear. There you are again. Goodness, how is he? Did he say why? Oh, yes. But I am so
You haven't, however. There are...
Oh, you don't want to hear about some old... Yes, sweetie? Oh, well, it was summer. I was built... I'm getting ahead of myself. I was 5...
She'd just started forming...
The strangest moment of my life. I looked up and one of the reeds moved. I didn't know this can happen, so I reached my arm and touched the thing. It felt just like a stalk of... I tried, but I was only a child.
Where did you go?
I ran back home to my grandmother and asked her if reeds could walk, and told her they were looking at me. For years, it was a story I told at parties when I wanted to impress boys. We were on our first date when I told him my story. You should have...
So that's how they met. This is beyond significant for them.
Our first, yes. Not all of them, as far as I remember. Some of them. It's hard to say how big things are when you're quite small. Of course. I've thought about it. So how did I know what to imagine? You trying to tell us you saw the Insul Indian phasmid out there in those reeds? You're welcome, sweetie. I do appreciate it.
And she could get up and walk right into the reeds on her own.
Can I help you? What is this thing? Okay, well, this is actually a nice bird. A competent piece of taxidermy. I can fix it to the plaque and have a new bird in the establishment, I guess? So, I don't know. Thank you. I'm gonna go with thank you.
People just don't know how to accept gifts, especially taxidermy. He likes it. He likes the bird. It solves his broken bird problem.
You're already set for the night.
I was just thinking, what a nice evening it is for taking part in a murder investigation. Ah, yes. The night before I saw you in the hallway.
The date of your re-entry into the fossil record.
Wow. Mytho.
She's a glib girl, but she liked the word.
There was the usual ruckus. Loud disco music. I can't say. Probably not. Oh, yes. Various artists. Ostentatious orchestrations prime among them.
Oh, that? Yeah. Whoa.
Oh, were huge where I come from. I was very young then, of course. Like 7. Life gets hard, but we go on. I don't know about that. At around, a slow, sad song started playing. Like organ music on repeat. That went on for quite a while. Some of that time, yes, there was a church in there. A really small church. Like the smallest, saddest church in the whole world. It was about that. And also that it doesn't matter anymore and that we're alone now. It was difficult to tell. The song itself was very quiet and soft, but you sounded like a wounded boar, sir. It was hard to understand what you were singing on top of it. Then you started screaming and trashed the place. A window was smashed, the tape player probably, the song stopped. And furniture too. A real destructathon. There was screaming. Then I think you passed out. I think you screamed that you didn't want to be this type of animal anymore. I may have misheard, but it was sort of memorable. I went out afterwards. Everything was quiet by then. Around 4 or 5. No problem, sir.
Gendarmerie, you found me.
His slender figure is backlit by city lights. It feels like a Friday. He seems
beautiful. So tell me, are you here to make things right again? Beautiful. I have some good news for you. My Sunday friend is visiting me tonight. I told him about you and he'd like to say hello. Step in. He's already waiting. Trust me, you do. That's why I chose this place. Martinez is special, isn't it? Yeah, it does feel like the end of the week. That's nice, but I don't have anything.
He takes another drag of his. Downstairs, a cat crosses.
Besides, I've got to run.
He's going to leave you alone. Something tells you you're never going to talk to an individual this cool or mysterious ever again.
Just look at it. It's a beautiful night. Who's going to stay in on a night like this? We'll talk. Just not tonight. Take care, all right?
And he's gone again. Looks like it's becoming a theme for him.
Officers of the Revachol Citizens Militia.
shouldn't be seeing him in an intimate setting. For some reason you feel this man is your superior, but he's not. His hands are clean and well manicured.
My name is Charles Vildrouin, and I am an official with the coalition government. I work for the Institute of Price Stability on assignment from... I heard you talking to my friend outside.
No, first ask an innocuous person. Yes, make it clear you're the one setting the terms here.
Oh yes, my friend has a great eye for these things. He refuses to tell me where it came from. It's a mystery. I believe they... That's really all I can tell you about.
That didn't work at all.
The coalition is only looking out for the price stability. Inflation is a killer, like a heart disease blocking the normal circulation of the economy. The economy impacts the entire international community, which is why it requires international oversight. Well, I'm renovating it. It is an interesting project. The building used to be a 12-story skyscraper before the You could say I'm undoing some of the material damage the international community caused when we arrived here. Yes, as I said before, I'm a commissioner from Sur-la-Clé working for the Institute of Price Stability.
Wait, there isn't actually an Institute of Price Stability, is there? Or maybe there is. God, it's impossible to understand.
La communauté internationale is what Revacholians colloquially call the coalition. In other words, the nations that stopped the disaster of the revolution. Your employer, technically speaking, the governing authority of Revachol, the RCN, it is the most important thing. It's the central goal of any sound monetary policy. Maintaining the price stability which is essential for maintaining the social... Take your daily bread, for example. Too much inflation, bread becomes... That's why the Institute of Price Stability works to keep inflation just, but not too far below. No. Too below is also bad. The coalition believes in the importance of informing the public about the benefits of the price stability. Transparency. A sound monetary policy is essential for it. But oh, I don't have my leaflets on me today. That's too bad. You can always call our information line. Making information available is part of the Moral Intern's commitment to transparency. It's the international organization for moralists, hence Moralist International. The Institute of Price Stability is just one of its... But of course. Well, do you value freedom? Do you believe in a normal, stable world governed by democratic values? The Occident is part of the normal world. Martinez? No. Revachol is generally difficult. But they are working towards it. You're all doing very well here, relatively speaking. Is this option D usually the most reasonable answer? Not boring, my friend. Responsible. Moralism is all about compromise and achieving the achievable. It's pragmatic, realistic, and level-headed. An ideology for doers. Are you a doer, my friend? It looks Now, enough of this delightful political interlude. Was there anything else you wanted? What's there to say? Moreover...
Darling, that can't be an official...
Because a great...
Jamrock and other parts of the international zone.
Whatever you wish, officer. Ah, my friend. My friend is a good young man. His family immigrated here from Kedra, and life has not been easy for him. But he understands the importance of education. He has taken his future into his own hands, and that's all that matters. How did any of us become friends? Bad things happening on the Insulindia Peninsula? Oil platforms ablaze in the night? Au contraire. It's how millions of people end up where they are. Sorry, who? But I told you, officer. He's a bright young man here to pursue his education. Education is the foundation of our future. Officer, you have to understand. I can't give you his He's deeply enmeshed in...
As though you weren't envious enough of the boy as is.
He's a truly free spirit. He likes all the arts. Perhaps graphic design, printmaking, who knows? The world is open wide for a talented youth like him. I'm just enjoying the view. Listen.
The baby is crying.
No, the Insulindian Bay. This place used to be a luxury accommodation before the revolution. Apartments, of course, were much bigger then, but the million real view stays. You can't take that away. My friend comes and goes.
A busy bee? What an odd choice of words.
I'm all ears, officer. I'm sorry to say I did, officer.
He didn't see the hanging. He saw the little show staged by the Hardys.
Officer, it's very difficult to describe.
He holds out his hands and blossoms his fingers, like a drama teacher setting the scene.
No. I mean, I was on the balcony when it happened, getting some fresh air. I remember that first they came in, carrying what looked like a body. And then I saw all the surrounding windows go dead, one by one. That's when I understood. I should not be seeing this. Only that there were about 8 or 10. I couldn't make out anything. It was so dark. And it was quiet. Quietest lynching I've ever heard of. But I suspect you knew that already. I can't say I'm surprised. The fine reputation of the men and women serving in the RCM is well deserved. A moment. Do you have everything you need from me? I'm afraid we won't have the chance. It's against diplomatic best practices for an official in my position to be discussed.
That's not the real reason he's so apprehensive. Men in his position shouldn't be seen loitering around in underprivileged young men's apartments in the middle of the night.
Sure, go ahead. It's a beautiful space. Let me know if you have any further. Was there anything else? Of course.
Ooh, the piggies have learned how to saunter up staircases. Yeah, I can see that. Cool mutations. I ain't no snitch.
Ruination has come. A great force from the northeast fired in. The tenement acted. The waves of the... What did those arches? Only 3 stories stand. A fleet. They massed. Many are still there to... A fleet. They massed. Many are still there to... The bed is still cold from the broken window, and not... It's not easy, but you're...
Thoughts, baby.
Recorded in you.
No. On it.
Behold.
It's the... You can never forget this shit.
Beautiful.
You're the...
Reading your awful letters and...
You'll get...
For the working club, for the money, for the greater good.
Solving your little crossword puzzles. Doing your tasks. Crossing names off lists. Trying to become some sort of world detector. There he goes again.
He's got no idea what he's in for.
Beep, beep.
You can do it. Do it for... Fairweather, P500. Good. You're up. It's a suspicion, or an earth-shattering deduction from your everyday. Things seem to spin more and more wildly, out of control. You've got to find out who bears la responsabilité the most. It is human nature to crave la responsabilité and to deny it. That's Harry. La responsabilité isn't concerned. Whoa. This like a committee. Only the most, your half-brother, the lieutenant. Together, you'll be able to discover who has la responsibility. Most likely, once they've reviewed, rest assured, no matter what happens, it will be done through the proper. Good luck. Your report.
Yes? Yes? I'm glad to hear it, Detective. I was wondering when we'd get to this very subject. If you ask me, it's high time for you to set aside these frivolous side tasks and focus 100% of your energies on the case before us. Why are you pronouncing it like that gentleman from the Institute of Price? You know what? Forget it. What specifically are you trying to assign responsibility for? Now I understand. Next, I suppose you're going to tell me you need to form a committee. Fascinating. And here I be. In any event, I am just a humble law official. I may work on... You know who might be, though? That Mr. Villedron. If I were trying to get in touch with the coalition... Now, was there anything else?
Again? I can't believe this shit. Yes, it's a hobby of mine.
As if waiting for some kind of reaction.
Oh, hello, dear. There you are.
Hi, gendarme. Another... Hello, hello. So what brings you here? Oh, a committee. And if I may ask, Jean...
He's all bemused skepticism. He doesn't...
God, of course it is. My friend is always trying to... As though I don't have enough going on. In any case, I would love to help. But the thing is, I don't know where... He might have mentioned something about making a tour of some historical sites up the coast. I guess you will. Admiring the atmosphere. What about you, officer? Really? Well, I look... Oh yes, let's see. He knocked on my door a few days after the lynching. I think he was going through the... Yes, but he was speaking... Yes, you know those tiny... Just reporting back whatever out... Nothing. That I didn't see anything. Why shouldn't he? What friend? No, I don't think it... Muscular. Handsome. Strong. Oh, let me think. He had an accent. He sounded vaguely Oranese. No, not vaguely. Sure. Anything else? You did. And how did you like him? I told you, he can be very useful. I guess that's the charm of powerful people. A visitor from the first world. He's not like you to his opportunities in Occident, Sir Leclerc. Still. Or is it just money? I don't know. He has keys. And he likes the view. To the sea, I mean. Friends, I told you. Sunday friends. Friends who like... That he won't be there when times get tough, I guess. It is. On Sundays. What about me, gendarme? Bye-bye, gendarme. Hi again, gendarme.
Could he be a mem? Just pointing it out. We're not talking about some kind of cult.
The homosexual underground? Why, yes I am, officer. Why? Do you want to investigate? Oh, it's a pleasure group. A sub rosa pleasure group congregating in cellars under the cover of night. Or Thursday night. Sometimes the congregating doesn't even end. It carries on into our daily life. Oh, we're ambitious. We want to destroy the last vestiges of meaning, the last things people in Rebeshul have to hold on to. The truth. Everything will be constantly shifting and moving under our rule. The future will belong to a circus of identities just spinning around, surreal and unreal. But do you also like the razzle-dazzle of gold? Do you like parties and discos and having fun under the vibrant lights of Saturday night? Because instead of the traditional family unit, we're going to have all this razzmatazz. And mysteries, of course, too. Mysteries of sexual nature. You can't just get into it. You have to be born into it. One is either already in the homosexual movement or forever excluded from it. Beautiful. Beautiful. That's exactly what we're looking for. Who knows, maybe you were homosexual in the past. I have to say that you do look like someone who might be part of the underground. You have that very distinctive, I can't understand what's going on here look. Do think about it, officer. Absolutely wonderful.
A man like you can figure out his sexuality in a working day. It won't be 20 hours unless you want to enter the heightened realms of the phantasme érotique afterwards. It may be 20 hours or...
Bye-bye, gendarme.
It's you again. What is it? It's you again. What is it?
A sudden flash of lightning in your neocortex. The hostel cafeteria is lit by its airy blaze.
Because she was here, all night, with us.
He's cobbling together shit so he can put her away. It's Cop 101.
She was here all night? 11:30 to 12:15? She was here during all that time?
Yeah, with us, drinking, near the stage there.
No. All right, she took a fucking leak, okay? For one moment. Maybe went out too. She has an operation to run from her lorry. We're not getting into what that operation is again, Cop.
That's probably for the best. Don't break your stride now.
And just 'cause she was gone for 5 minutes doesn't mean she magically got to the roof and shot him.
All right, we're in. We got Ruby unaccounted for sometime during the window. This was crucial. You got his attention. Now don't ruin it by making weird claims. Remember, you can still mess this up.
Nah, the only way up there is through Clausia's room. We've only been drinking here for what? 6 years? How much do?
Been thinking of getting wilding in rats.
There you go.
No, but...
It's just 2 dolls. We're not giving you Ruby for...
What if those two doors are connected, Eugene? Is that your name, Eugene? If they are connected, she could have gone to the kitchen, gone up, shot him on the roof, then come down.
Yes, she could have. This is one long shot. Why not? You can't draw a straight line into Clausia's window from any of the surrounding buildings. Not from what I... Maybe from the coast. But like I said, I've been too busy dealing with you idiots. So no, I don't think it was firmly. Try shit on... And even then, a route doesn't put that bullet in the Burke's head. A gun does that, and Ruby doesn't carry one.
Phase 2. Murder weapon. Get a gun in her hand. If not that, then at least a shadow of a doubt. In the shape of a gun. Just don't contradict yourself. If it doesn't sound like Ruby did it, maybe keep it to yourself.
So it had to come from a breech-loading rifle. Military grade. Not even you militia monkeys have those. This goes against your short-range theory. If the murder weapon was military grade, how did Ruby... Carl.
That wasn't strong.
That looks antique. A Belle McGray. It's inoperable. Where'd you get it?
20, maybe 30 rifles, Titus. Also broken, but...
God damn it. We need to close that dump down for...
That's a goddamn breech loader, too. Find one that works, and you got a military-grade weapon that shoots jacketed ammunition.
He sees it. This is coming. Time to really close the deal. Show them the bullet. The blonde man looks at them.
Yeah, the bitch is...
Whoa. Well, goddamn. It's not proof, but it's a pop. You have been thorough. I'll give you that. All right. Keep talking.
Pete, we're not seriously considering it all.
Phase 3, the big one. Get this and they'll give her to you. Remember, don't piss him off. That never works.
And I suppose you have a theory on that.
Think about it. Why go through all that effort? It was her idea.
She had, like, a fully formed plan and shit.
Really, Shanks? Claudia wanted to talk to another girl, that's all.
Time for a logics demonstration.
You're wrong.
It's a thought exercise, Titus. Think. You kill him. Get up there. Shoot him. Get down.
Alone. I don't drag my men into shit with me.
If she used us, then that's a serious violation of the Hardy Code, boss.
But she didn't. She would never do that. Why aren't more of you defending her? This is fucking stupid, Titus.
Glenn, I thought the same thing when she skipped town and left us in this shit.
Oh, so he didn't rule her out completely. And she skipped town. This is good.
Nah, man. That's just Ruby. She's...
Plus, man, it's like female intuition, you know. Women talk to women. Which is sort of why we need someone on the team who they talk to.
Not so useful. Yeah, like what? A thing? You mean?
Yeah, but...
Girls like girls too, Angus, sometimes. This is one of those times. She lacked Glacier.
It's not bewildering. It's like, whatever, man. Guys, I'm not the only one who knew. Right?
Knew what? First he says she's murdered him. Now she's a too? It's a lie.
Come on, Glenn. She likes Monica's titties more than you do. Everyone knows which way the wind blows there.
I did. I knew it. That's why she didn't fuck me at Fatty's birthday party.
She didn't fuck you, 'cause you're 40, and you still live with your mom, Dennis.
Ruby then threatened her and told her to end her relationship with the deceased.
This is some sordid shit. It's also the kind of garbage our Miss Aronier puts out to cover her own ass. Figures. But that Ruby is queer as cabaret. Now that it's... And that's okay. Some are queerer than others. You can still be a hardy. But if you bring your own personal shit into our...
And then, boss, use us to cover it up?
If it's true. But it's not. Right?
Silence. He looks around the room. The old man in the corner nods. This is the only option he cares for.
Yeah, I see it. There's one more thing I've been wondering about. Ever since you asked me where she is. I don't know. I don't know where she went. She just got up and left. Got real scared, too. She was afraid I would tell you. Maybe she was right. By now, I probably would.
She knew there's evidence on her, and she knew we'd find it. This is typical suspect behavior, why fleeing is always incriminatory.
Perhaps. Ask her if you find her. It won't be easy, though. She made sure of that. Friday afternoon, when you first arrived, I got word the RCM was in town. I told you. You. No, you. As in the cop with the sideburns and the disco clothes. How can I forget?
You and I are going to dance in the moonlight under a...
You know, when I first saw you limping here, I thought she was paranoid or sniffing her own supply. But now I'm not so sure. She said you have a funny taste in clothes and that you won't stop until you have something on her. She said she's heard of you from Jamrock, that you're a human can opener, that you play suspects against each other, open them up like cans.
Fucking hell. Titus, did he just...
Open Angus up like a can? Yes, he did. Now, we can whine about it, whack him, or we can go on with our lives. I'm having a go on with our lives kind of day, Al. How about you?
It's not an actual question. Silence. He nods.
You are insistent.
Yeah, there was something else. She wouldn't tell me, though. I could see she wanted to. It was burning on her lips. This called Titus, this called E. But she was too scared. She's not far. We know that.
Good fucking luck, man.
Yeah, Al.
She's not really a hardy candidate anymore, is she?
She's not, Glenn. The what now?
She said she's...
What?
We were talking about radio equipment.
This guy barely...
There you have it. Hail something. A little. On the coast.
Where have you...
More precisely, on the coast. Past the waterlog. She's not here. So, sure, there's some shithouses there. A cinderblock town. The fisherfolk there refuse to unionize. So, that's one place we have. I hear they have a shack where junkies sometimes crash.
We will start there. One more question.
Boyish. Hair's red. Dyed. She looks like a Lowry man. It'll have to.
His grip is firm and reassuring, like holding a piece of unpolished granite. Not just granite, tightly packed RCM Sergeant material.
When are you gonna get it through your dumb head? I already am. I just wasn't sure you were.
And he still isn't. People aren't afraid of good cops in the way Ruby was afraid of you, he thinks, then turns back to his men.
The Coppernado is back. What do you want?
You think you have a pretty hot suspect right now, don't you? Notice how it came together without casting too much suspicion on Clasia. It was nice. Anything strike you a bit off about this mishmash? Notice how this hasn't come up at all. Even Hardy and his boys didn't mention it. Neither did you. True. Strange how you conducted the whole advance. Good point. It is rather rare these days, but do continue. That's right. Finish thought. Just finish it. Don't listen to this guy. The theory was solid. He's just jealous.
Oh, it's you again. Are you looking for a die? Excellent. That will be 10 real for one set of magnetic dice. This was an especially fun set to make.
Dazzling. It's like you have a pair of tiny disco balls in your hand. pockets of these new jeans are perfect. Hey, it's a chewing gum wrapper. It reminds... By the way, the raw material...
Hello again, sir.
The paintbrush in your hand is like a loaded revolver. You've spoken. The wall will now...
Very poetic. Real poetry. Should we return to our...